who is going to be the next Delhi Chief Minister, as of course now in a short while from now the legislative meeting of the Aam Aadmi Party is also going to be starting. Now, in the latest development, senior AAP leader Manish Sisodia and AAP MP Raghav Chadha have met with the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today, and this was the first key meeting after the decision was given by Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal amid the ongoing speculation over Kejriwal's successor. Meanwhile, a crucial Aam Aadmi Party political affairs meeting is also set to take place at Arvind Kejriwal's residence at 11:30 a.m. and after that the name of the new CM will also be announced at 12 p.m. Following that. Now, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has announced plans to resign and called for early elections in the capital. He also emphasized that he would not only return as a Chief Minister, but also get onto the chair of the post of the CM once people give him the certificate of honesty. Kejriwal has made this declaration after being released on bail from Tihar jail in connection with the graft case related to the alleged Delhi excise scam. He stated that he would convene a meeting with the Aam Aadmi Party MLAs in the coming days to appoint a new Chief Minister from his party. This raises the big question. Now, who is going to be the next Delhi Chief Minister? Will it be Atishi, who has been giving and managing major portfolios during Kejriwal's time being lodged in jail? Or will it be Saurabh Bhardwaj, Kailash Gehlot, Gopal Rai, or just another surprise candidate for the people of Delhi? What will be the AAP strategy be moving forward, and how will this also set the stage for the 2025 February elections is something that is going to be very crucial to monitor at this given point of time. But all eyes continues to be on who is actually going to be now given the post of the CM for Delhi. All right, joining me on the broadcast to share the perspective is political analyst Chandra Mishra. I appreciate you joining me on the broadcast, sir. Thank you for speaking to NewsX. At this given point of time, what we can understand and anticipate so far is that the decision to actually announce the resignation is coming true as the time inches forward. And now we are also likely to have another name for the post of Delhi Chief Minister. What exactly this is going to mean in the history of politics for the Aam Aadmi Party?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Okay. So Aam Aadmi Party came to power with the plan. Corruption was their main issue. So honesty was the plus point of Arvind Kejriwal. And for the first time, Arvind Kejriwal himself faced a kind of serious charges of corruption, and that too related to liquor, which sounds very unethical. So, they are also going to face the Delhi elections hardly in 6 months. So it's a very crucial time for them whom to select. I don't think that Kejriwal will take any such kind of risk going beyond the trusted lieutenants. So he has to choose somebody out of the trusted lieutenants, number one. Number two, suppose the possibility is there, suppose he goes for Sunita Kejriwal. Okay, by going with Sunita Kejriwal, he may retain that say the loyalty of the cadres, or he can somehow control the different factions of Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. But that will send a very wrong message to the public as a whole, that Arvind Kejriwal is also going to that trap of family politics. So I don't think that Arvind Kejriwal should take that risk. He has already taken the risk of corruption. It is there like the Damocles sword on his head. And I don't think that he should go for also that trap that Arvind Kejriwal is also believes in that family politics. So I believe somebody beyond that whom all the factions of Aam Aadmi Party will accept. So he has to go for a kind of consensus, I believe. For the first time, Arvind Kejriwal has to function democratically.
Mr. Mishra,
so he was always,
Mr. Mishra, that you are saying, you are essentially making the sense of the chronology of events that have taken place as saying that it is going to be yet another risk for Delhi Chief Minister or the Aam Aadmi Party in fact. But we also have another guest joining us at this given point of time. Senior journalist Sushil Vakil joins me at this point. I appreciate you speaking to NewsX. Sir, he has made a very crucial point saying that this is indeed going to be a very great risk. And he's afraid that if he does take it, it's going to cost him. But at this given point of time, because we have heard so much coming out of this entire controversy, the Aam Aadmi Party has only said that this is good for the Aam Aadmi Party, as Arvind Kejriwal has been known essentially for always being the leader who take risk. Mr. Vakil, what are your first thoughts on this?
You see, basically Arvind Kejriwal is a very shrewd politician. He knows mathematics, how to do things. In this critical phase, I don't think he will believe anybody else except his wife, Sunita Kejriwal. Basically, you see, if Lalu Prasad Yadav can bring his wife, Rabri Devi, who was totally illiterate. Here it is the Sunita Kejriwal, who is IRS officer, has been an IRS officer. She can handle the things. The other thing is, we have seen previously in Nitish's case, when he was removed from the power, he brought his stooge in his chair, and later on he turned back on him. Same thing happened in Jharkhand, where Yugoslavia was sent to prisons. Here it was just his man, trusted man. So after coming back, the trusted man joined BJP. I think Kejriwal will not take a risk. There is 100% possibility. First, he may bring his wife as a chief minister, because he has a LB that there are PSC meeting. Most of the members have said that Sunita be brought in as chief minister. That is the decision. The second choice, probably it would have been more better choice, is this Gopal Rai, because he is non-controversial. He is handling his ministry very peacefully. There are no allegations against him in any way. So he would have been better choice. But I don't think Kejriwal is such a person who would believe in anybody else. But in all probability, I think it is Kejriwal who is going to take over as chief minister. But let us wait for some more time. Things will come open. There are other chances as well. We cannot opt out these things.
All right, Mr. Vakil, there you have in fact put it down in perspective. But Mr. Mishra, while I also want to understand from you about, what happens for the Aam Aadmi Party as far as this entire decision is concerned with the polls that are upcoming. What is the sense that you have gathered so far as understanding about the decision that has now been very crucially taken? But apart from how it can, be crucial for the Aam Aadmi Party or for the opposition per se to have attacked them, but for the polls, how does this benefit the Aam Aadmi Party or, the polls in fact for the people of Delhi going forward, which are going to take place in February?
I agree with Mr. Sushil on two counts. One is that Sunita Kejriwal is the first possibility. As we have already seen, Arvind Kejriwal has already brought her to the front, like in that India group meeting, etc. You have already seen, number one. Number two, I also agree with him that he is a very, very shrewd politician, knows his mathematics, also the chemistry well. Not only mathematics, but also chemistry. But the third point, if somebody understands Kejriwal or the style of playing the games or playing the cards, it is that, yes, Sunita Kejriwal is one such a, but this election is very crucial for Arvind Kejriwal. So there is a possibility that he may not put Sunita Kejriwal in the front to take the blame if anything wrong goes there. Number one. And they have already, they already have that sense. And number two, I believe probably he may go for a very safest kind of card, like a symbolic chief minister. He may go for a symbolic chief minister, not Gopal Rai, not Manish Sisodia, not even means all those names that we hear, he may say surprise us or even shock us like Modi ji does. He may even pick up somebody with a very different kind of image which he can showcase in Delhi election. So that's my means I do believe it is Sunita Kejriwal versus the dark horse, and I do put my bet on the dark horse. If you go by the way Arvind Kejriwal plays his cards since 2010, if you go by that, you can find out that he is capable enough to surprise or to shock anybody, whatever sense you may say. So I do believe that there may be it's a battle versus Sunita Kejriwal. That means Arvind Kejriwal himself versus a dark horse who can be a symbolic one. Yes, please.
Mr. Mishra, also, when you are saying about how it is in fact going to be significant for the Aam Aadmi Party, the decision, and all eyes are definitely on who's going to be the next pick. But how do you analyze the, strengths and, of course, the SWOT analysis basically for the contenders who are already in race, whether it's Atishi, whether it's Saurabh Bhardwaj or others who are cropping up there, being in the list at this point of time? A much louder talk is also being done for Raghav Chadha. Is there a possibility for any one of these also to have made it right now in the post? Unofficial as well, and the decision is just going to be announced shortly?
Atishi, no, because Arvind Kejriwal won't like to antagonize the Hindu votes at this moment, at this time. He plays it very well. No, you know how he went on chanting the Hanuman Chalisa before last election. So no question about Atishi. And Raghav Chadha also, I believe, no. Because going by the psychology of the voting behavior of Delhi, which Arvind Kejriwal knows well, this time he is fighting two things. One is he is fighting the the natural anti-incumbency of two terms. Number two, he is also fighting the perception or the confusion that is already created regarding corruption or honesty, whatever you may say. So that's a question mark. So when he is fighting both these things, I don't think that he will bring Raghav Chadha. He will bring something or say someone who can overcome or who can at least make up 10% votes for him by his image or by the issues he or she represents. So that may be like that. So I do believe in dark horse because the name of Gopal Rai, like Sushil ji said, Gopal Rai, everybody knows how many factions are there in Delhi Aam Aadmi Party. But thanks to Arvind Kejriwal, means despite of being in jail, he is capable of putting the party intact because he has never allowed one faction to supersede another faction. So he knows that balancing game well. So in that sense, Gopal Rai is ruled out because Gopal Rai has also a very strong faction in Aam Aadmi Party.
All right, Mr. Mishra, I'll request you to kindly hold on to that while we also get Ms. Raj Lakshmi with us on the broadcast. Thank you for speaking to NewsX, ma'am, and welcome to the broadcast. Exactly, there is a lot of suspense in the air today. And we have also spoken on the day when this crucial announcement has happened. And we in fact discussed about how it's going to be even in fact a greater risk for Arvind Kejriwal. You very clearly pointed out that this in fact is not a great move. And I remember your words in fact indeed. But at this given point of time, what exactly are your expectations from today? I would just want to get that first from you at this given point of time.
Very good morning. Today it is a very suspenseful day, and it is going to be extremely difficult to actually, pinpoint on one particular name, because very firstly, the fact is, like I was telling you that day, that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, he has to stick to this thing that, he will actually resign. And the second thing, if and when he really does, then, there are a couple of names, like there are a few probables. So you would say that very frankly, the very biggest chance stands with Miss Atishi right now, because she was the one who she was the closest to him, I would say, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. And at the same time, if you remember that she was the one whom he said that she could be, hoisting the flag on Independence Day. So she was his choice. And so she seems to be somebody who has the most administrative experience right now. But at the same time, she's not that much senior in the party. And so then that is something that would maybe make it a little difficult for him to convince the other senior members in the party. Mr. Gopal Rai, actually, I think he's facing a little health issues at the moment. So that actually could be a little difficult right now. So then again, that brings us to another person, Mr. Kailash Gehlot, who also is a senior person, but at the same time, he is also facing some corruption issues. He was also being investigated in the same scam that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal also was in the Delhi liquor policy scams. Then that also actually makes it a little negative for Mr. Kailash Gehlot. So there are a few names that way, and then there are a lot of rumors going around that it could also be a woman face, say maybe like Rekha Birla. So who seems to be somebody who Mr. Arvind Kejriwal trusts, but at the same time, again, she's not that much senior. Now with Mr. Kailash Gehlot, there is another positive thing that he seems to be this Jat face who actually could be something who could be, say, maybe getting in some votes for the Haryana election. So there are a few probables in that manner, in that sense. And as you know, that Mr. Manish Sisodia was very conveniently put out of the race, and now there is one more name that actually could also be very much possible. That is Ms. Sunita Kejriwal. So that again is another probability. So what my guess would be that either it would be somebody who's extremely close to him. So somebody like, maybe how Lalu Yadav put in Rabri Devi, or it could be somebody who is like a puppet to Mr. Kejriwal. So who's somebody who he could actually.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.